Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Look, today we're breaking down a really raw, highly motivational, and honestly, kind of unconventional philosophy on how to navigate ambition. We're looking at the insights of entrepreneur and creator Raj Shamani, and specifically his entirely unapologetic approach to completely ignoring your competition. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by what everyone else in your industry is doing, the concepts we're going to unpack today are going to fundamentally change how you view your daily grind. Okay, let's just dive right into this. Listen to the absolute certainty of this philosophy. I don't look at competition at all. I mean, wow, it's a bold statement, right? It challenges pretty much everything we're taught in traditional business or career planning. We're usually told to run SWOT analyses, study our rivals, and carefully benchmark our progress against our peers. But as you'll see, Raj argues that keeping your eyes on others is exactly what slows you down. Section 1. The real competition. Redefining the race. Before we can really talk about winning, we first have to figure out who we're actually running against. Take a look at Raji's starting point. He didn't start with billions of dollars. He had zero powerful government connections to lean on. He didn't even have a first mover advantage in his industry. He started with absolute zero. Honestly, when your starting line looks like this, comparing yourself to people who were handed a massive head start is just a recipe for instant depression. The odds are completely stacked against you on paper. So what do you do when you completely lack money, connections, and timing? Well, the only vehicle left that can actually move you forward is relentless hustle. It's quite simply about outworking the room. When you realize that pure effort is literally your only available currency, your entire perspective just shifts. You stop agonizing over what you don't have, and you become fiercely protective of the one thing you actually can control, your own output. And this brilliantly illustrates that core shift in his thinking. See, we usually assume our competition is other individuals, other businesses, or other creators in our niche, but Raj argues that's a total illusion. The real competition? It's apathy and distraction. It's people wasting their time on empty entertainment instead of engaging with real value. He doesn't care about beating some individual creator. He cares about capturing the attention of an audience that is incredibly easy to distract. That is a radically different battlefield. Section 2. The Lion Philosophy. Strategic rest and relentless action. To really wrap our heads around this mindset, let's look to the animal kingdom. Think about how a lion actually operates out in the wild. A lion doesn't run around the savannah all day long chasing every single leaf that blows in the wind. No. Step 1. They rest. They sleep and they conserve energy. They might even appear incredibly lazy to an outside observer. But step 2 changes everything. When hunger strikes, they spot their target. And in step 3, they hunt. They just explode into this hyper-focused sprint, and they absolutely do not stop until the kill is secured and they bring it home. Now this is where the intensity really spikes. Once that lion locks onto its target, the rest of the world just ceases to exist. Even if there are 1,000 hyenas laughing in the background, which, let's be honest, is just incredibly annoying, or 100 other deer crossing their path, the lion completely ignores the noise. It does not return without the hunt. There's no pivoting, no distraction, and no giving up just because the environment got chaotic. It is pure, unadulterated focus on one singular objective. Section 3. Embrace total obsession. Why delusion is a superpower. Let's shift from the savannah back to human psychology. Society usually tells us that being obsessed or delusional are terrible traits to have, but Raj flips this completely on its head. In this context, being delusional is a state of total, absolute focus on your own work. It's an impenetrable shield. When you genuinely do not care about the status, success, or opinions of the outside world, you become totally immune to jealousy and self-doubt. It literally becomes your ultimate superpower. I absolutely love the anecdote that inspires this idea. Just imagine this scenario for a second. A top, famous creator, someone everyone else in your industry won't stop talking about, walks right into your office. And you don't even know their name. You have zero idea who they are. Why? Because you are so deeply entrenched in your own work, so fully committed to your own daily hunt, that you haven't wasted a single second scrolling through industry gossip to find out who the flavor of the month is. That, right there, is the ultimate flex of true focus. Which brings us to a harsh but honestly very real comparison. Notice the critic on the left. The person leaving negative comments, constantly complaining about competition, or analyzing everyone else. Well, they usually have the free time to do that because they are stuck in their own life. They're secretly jealous because they aren't winning. Now, contrast that with the winner on the right. Whether they are ranked number 1, number 50, or number 500 in their field, they are happy. Why? Because they are completely obsessed with their own game and entirely blind to everyone else.
If you actually adopt this mindset, your universe shrinks down to just these 5 essential pillars: you, your family, your work, your community, and your goals. That's it. You are the world, and this is your ecosystem. Outside of these 5 pillars, absolutely nothing else should be allowed to drain your emotional energy. By aggressively narrowing your world, you massively amplify your impact within it.
Section 4. Put your blinders on. The racehorse strategy. This brings us to our final and probably most actionable metaphor. Think about the pure physics of this question. Does looking sideways help you run faster? If you're in an all-out sprint and you turn your neck to see what the person in the lane right next to you is doing, what happens? Your momentum breaks, your form gets sloppy, and you lose crucial fractions of a second. Logically, comparing yourself to others is the absolute fastest way to sabotage your own velocity. Now, what's really fascinating about the slide is the literal physical application of this exact idea in horse racing. Racehorses are magnificent, incredibly powerful animals, but they are easily distracted. If a horse sees another horse pulling up beside it, it might get spooked or lose its rhythm. So trainers put physical blinders on the sides of the horse's eyes. It forces the animal to only see exactly what is directly in front of it. If they look sideways, they lose the race. So they just completely remove the option to look sideways. You literally have to become the racehorse. Your only job is to maximize your own potential. It genuinely does not matter if someone else is 500 steps ahead of you or 500 steps behind you. It doesn't matter if they're cheering for you or hurling insults at you. None of that changes your mechanics. The only variable you actually control is how fast you can run on the path directly under your feet. This quote basically summarizes the entire philosophy we've explored today. It's a raw, totally unapologetic rule for your career and your life. Put the blinders on and do it. We keep doing what we are doing, we don't care. Let the rest of the world play the comparison game, let them stress over random rankings and industry gossip. You just keep your head down, guard your energy, and do your work. We'll conclude with this final thought. Your personal goalpost is right there in front of you, and it becomes clearly visible the very moment you stop looking at everyone else. So channel the patience of that resting lion, equip the blinders of the racehorse, and ask yourself this one simple question. What are you hunting today? Go get it, and don't come back until it's yours. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you in the next one.